Next is Alicia Harris, and Alicia is an assistant principal at Greenbriar Elementary in Washington Township here in Indy. And previously, Alicia taught math at South Wayne Junior High. She's a very, very busy educator who's a Milken Family Foundation Award winner. And she also finds time to sing professionally the national anthem at professional sports and other social events. But what's really neat about Alicia is she motivates and encourages her students to be the best they can be. And she has a great program. So please enjoy this program. Thank you.
Roberta had some wonderful, wonderful ideas. I wanted to just share a couple of things with you. One of the components of the Fuel Up to Play program is to attempt the challenges each month, or maybe a month or month and a half. They present different challenges for you to then maybe upload a video or upload a slideshow to schooltube.com. And so the very first one, I was able to get in there, but the school year just kind of got away from me and I was unable to maintain that. But I wanted to show you, it was, we had students create recipes for healthy snacks and dairy products. So I just wanted to show, and you may not be able to hear the volume. I'm a techie, so unlike Roberta, I love technology and I love my new Mac. At the time it was new, I was like, oh, I can make a video. And so we took the students through a series of nutritional events. We taught them some curriculum in the classroom. As you can see, we visited Marsh Superstore. We have a great Marsh on the corner of 86th and Ditch and a great partnership with them. And once the students were able to get in there and go through the aisles and find those things that are really nicely identified by the Peyton Manning Project 18 logos. I don't know if you're familiar with that program or in your local Marsh, but that fits right along with what we're doing here in this Fuel Up to Play initiative. So the kids were able to see what products they needed to buy. And they told their mom, hey, let's go to Marsh, we gotta get this, we gotta get these. And so then they created their recipes and I was able to submit that as the very first challenge. So I just wanted to show you that. And it's a nice process to learn how to use SchoolTube. So if you're contemplating being a part of the Fuel Up to Play, you've got to make sure you check all the emails and check all the different places and links that they have you going to, because this is a great portal to also see what other schools are doing around the nation with their projects. Just any one of these? Okay, maybe I have it upside down. And what you're going to hear is a huge variety of activities from all of the panelists up here today. But I want to zoom in on our main event, which was the ISTEP pep rally. view. Just go to slideshow view. All right. One of the things that we did with our Fuel Up to Play funds was to present and put on an ISTEP pep rally. At Greenbriar Elementary School, we have about 850 students in grades K through 5. We're at about 86% poverty in a very, very diverse population. And one of the things, of course, that comes along with such a huge, massive school is that test scores. You know, it's a challenge every day. Students have so much going on in their lives that it's a struggle to get them to learn and to actually enjoy learning. So we decided to do something different this year. And for our 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students, we wanted to do a pep rally. So what you see here is everyone is in the gymnasium awaiting the day's events. And in their hands are yogurt smoothies. That was our way to bring about that nutritional aspect. And those were sponsored by Prairie Farms, which is also a partner of Fuel Up to Play. And again, you see students anxiously awaiting, well, what's going to happen? Each teacher in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, we purchased one of these t-shirts for them, so all the teachers came dressed alike, and they were selected to participate in activities along with their students to represent physical fitness and nutrition. In this activity, we had plates with bubble gum right in the center of the plate, but it was covered with whipped cream. So the teacher with their 2 students had to find the bubble gum. They couldn't use their hands, so if you can imagine, you know, just buried in that whipped cream there. The first person to chew the gum and blow a bubble was the winner. But these 2 teachers just couldn't help themselves, and they, you know, made a mess of things. But again, these are things that kids can do at home. You know, maybe it's raining outside, or maybe it's snowing outside. Physical activity doesn't always have to take place outside. So these are things that kids have access to at home, just really quick and fun things. And this young man helped us know that we've got to get a good night's rest the day before each test, and he also has his milk mustache, which was another Fuel Up to Play challenge on the website. And so we made sure we got a snapshot of that. Here we have our principal, Mr. Dana Kaminsky, right there in the center. They had to cut the oranges and squeeze it in a cup up to a certain level. And the students that they provided or brought up to participate had to then drink the orange juice. So this was a relay race, and the winner received a treat. So we got the principal involved, teachers involved, students involved, lots of activity. And again, this is a student teacher in our building who was mummified that day. Another mummy. And some other things that I just wanted to share with you, again, like Roberta said, is you can't do it alone. I'm the assistant principal at Greenbriar, and my plate is very, 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 very full. But I'm that kind of educator who is always looking for the next something to do, something to bring about magic and change in our school. So the reason I got into Fuel Up to Play was last year and in the previous year, there was an opportunity called the Colts Junior Broadcasting event. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but I always looked for an opportunity out there to get our students just some exposure to writing, to things beyond their normal day. And I've had several winners come from that organization. They participated, they got to go to the Colts complex here and do the kick, pass, and punt activities. They were invited to Colts games, and I was like, man, that's cool. But they discontinued that. And thank goodness that Mary and Diane and Miss Michelle came and said, you know, well, we're gonna do this thing called Fuel Up to Play. Would you be interested in that? And I said, most definitely. And so this not only gave a small group of children an activity or a chance for exposure, but I'm able to incorporate all 850 of my students in some small way. So I appreciate them for doing this. I have my PE teacher, my cafe director, our clinic nurse, our after-school achievers program director, as well as a teacher who are all working together to put on things like the pep rally, the visits to Marsh, and the many different things that we do. They've structured recess so that students are a part of a group as opposed to just going out to the playground and just willy-nilly finding something to do. So we used our Fuel Up to Play funds to purchase balls and jump ropes and things that kids can actually structure their time at recess doing. So that promotes cooperation that decreases my bullying incidents, you know, the things that I see in the office on a daily basis. I've noticed a change, and I know that's all due to Fuel Up to Play and our efforts at structuring recess. In the cafeteria, they've made a commitment to make sure that there are fresh fruits and vegetables at every lunch session, every day. And I've taken lots of pictures of that, but because there's just so much going on, it's in a different format, and I will make sure that that gets put up on SchoolTube so that you can see everything that's taking place at Greenbriar. Our nurse, Mrs. Ford, she created a small group of students to do exercise videos, and we play those on morning announcements. So there again, you have about 60 seconds worth of activity for the teachers to use with their students if they so choose. And again, our PE teacher also purchased trampolines, stack cups, and other indoor equipment, because you know when it's wintertime and you can't go out, what are you going to do? We have 850 students, so we have to filter them all back into the classrooms for that physical activity. Well, Mr. Mayor, our PE teacher, uses the trampolines, uses the stack cups to create different tournaments and different activities for the kids to do. So you really have to attend to the indoor time as well as the outdoor time. So again, use everybody. That's one thing that I do plan to do next year, is to take some of the wonderful ideas that I'm seeing here today and incorporate those into our practice at Greenbriar. So glad to have brought it to you.